when we open up to the book of Ephesians and we start reading, the first things that we start to read would be, okay, that's going to bother me all day. Okay. When we open up to the book of Ephesians and we start to read, the first verses that we read, it's really just verse 1 and verse 2. It's pretty much the standard Pauline greeting. When you get to the book of Romans or the book of Galatians, you have kind of a breakaway from the ordinary. But as far as Ephesians goes, it's the same kind of greeting you'd expect in 1st and 2nd Corinthians, the same kind of greeting you'd expect in Philippians, Colossians, in Thessalonians, and Timothy, in the 2 Timothys. And that actually kind of makes me excited because he's talking to friends, you know? When you would write a letter, or when you would write an email, or when you'd write whatever to somebody who is, you know, more professional, whether it's a college or a boss or whatever, you're going to be using language that's much different than if you're sending to a coworker or if you're sending to a friend. And so we can see with the way that Paul is writing to the Ephesians specifically, he's writing to friends. These are people he knows. These are people who know him. These are people who, when he explains himself, he doesn't have to try to over-explain himself because he's already been there. They've already heard this. It's almost like he would be reminding them of the things that he's already taught. And so there's a bit of excitement here when we want to jump right into the book of Ephesians, because we can understand Paul's a lot more laid back. He's not going to have to feel the burden of overemphasizing or over-explaining, which also makes it a little bit more difficult. We have to be a little more keen as to what it is that he might be trying to say, as opposed to just jumping in and expecting that it's all going to be exactly how we want to interpret it.